that they are integers. Here we go. To graph an inverse function by hand. To do it by hand, you graph the original function like you normally would graph it. So you graph a line, you graph a parabola, blah, blah, blah. Take a couple of the points, like 3 or so, and then switch the x's and y's. When you graph those new points, it should flip the function for you, and the resulting function will be the inverse of the original. Okay. All right. So the first thing we show you by hand. On your homework tonight, though, what I expect you to be able to do is find the inverse and graph it. You should be able to compare the original to the inverse based on the x's and y's. All right, so we're ready to graph a line. There you go. There you go. Okay. Here we go. All right. So on our line, where do I start? Where? -1, and my slope says up to over 1. Up to over 1. So some of the points on my f of x are like 0, -1, and then 1, 1, and then 2, 3. Correct? Yeah? So to graph the inverse, get out of the way, switch the x's and y's. Oh, let me finish graphing. Sorry. There you go. So like this right here is f of x. Okay? So to graph the inverse, just switch the points. So f still and 2. So let's graph them. -1, 0 is here. 1, 1 shares that point, and 3, 2 is over here. So this is the graph of f of -1, or f inverse, right? And as you can see, if you split it right down the middle, right, that line of reflection is y equals x. So let's connect down the middle. Yay? On your homework, though, what I would expect you to do is find the inverse of f of x and stick in your graphing calculator. So, showing you how to do it by hand, but you can easily just find the inverse and then graph it from there. Okay? Good times. Okay. How about a parabola? Oh. The answer? No, you're looking at the graph. Oh, you're talking about the solution. Oh, okay. I like what you're thinking. So here's the deal. If you were to combine those things, where they combined is at 1, 1, right? Alright. Okay. Here we go. F of x squared. Good times. X squared was the vertex. Hello? 0, 0. Yeah. And my other points, if you were to graph it, would be 1, 1 and -1, 1. Yeah? It's just like that. Y equals x minus h squared plus k stuff. So you're at 0, 0, 1, 1, -1, 1. That's how you graph the parabola. Okay? So for f inverse, your vertex would be that 0, 0, and the other points 1, 1, and 1, 1, and 1, -1. So 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, -1. Woo! This is f inverse. Okay? Yeah. If you were to graph this on your calculator, just doesn't need to find F inverse, so on the calculator, we need to find F inverse. So if it's y is equal to x squared, switch. So it would just be x is equal to y squared. When you take the square root, it would be plus or minus the square root of x is equal to y. Right? So on your graphing calculator, this will take a little bit. Yes, bud? They share solutions. So you're not really finding solution, you're just graphing the inverse. But yeah, so the two inverses would share those. Yay. All right. So, yeah, so to graph the inverse, let me clear everything out. Right? Remember with the plus or minus, you do a plus and a minus. So it's the square root of x and then the negative square root of x for your y2. And when you graph it, that should be the inverse of the original function. Yay! Good times? Yeah. Yeah, we'll fix your calculator when you get to this assignment. Still messing up on you. Try second plus and 1, 2 again. All right. Good? Okay. Here we go. Proofs. The proofs are on fire. Turn over to the side. Yay. Okay. This is so easy. All right. So here's the new stuff. Not really new stuff. Okay. To prove that two functions are inverses, take their composition. If you compose them and the answer is x, right? If the answer is x, then the two are inverses. If it's anything else, if it's x plus 72 or even a negative x, not inverses. So today you have two possible answers. Yes, they're inverses, or no, not inverses. Here we go. Here we go. Here's what I'm saying. If you compose two functions, say f and g, and the answer f and g, right? If the answer is just x, then they are inverses. All right, here we go. Compositions. Right? F of x is x squared and g is root x are the inverses. Here's how you tell. Take f of g of x, right? The f function is x squared, so you're just replacing that x with the g function. What happens to root beer in a square glass? X. Yeah. And if the answer is just x, yes or no? Yes. So the answer is yes. Inverses. Yay! Joy. Well, that's your basic inverse. You could also take f, find the inverse, and see if that's g. But this is the direct route to get there. Yeah? Alright, here we go. Take f of g of x. Right? You're replacing that x function, so 2 times 1/2 x plus 1/2 minus 1. Distribute. So x plus 1 plus 1 is, so yes, inverses. I just right. All right, so that was 2 yeses so far. Let's guess what the next one is. We'll see. Ooh, here we go. F of g of x. We're replacing that x, right? So 5 cubed root of x cubed over 125. Yeah. 5 times x over 5. The 5's cancel. Yes! Okay. Yellow. What's up? That's a 5. Sorry. Yeah, a 5 cancel out. Yay? Yes, love. Oh my gosh! You can write what you want. You put just yes or no, right? Because, you know, there's not much to write. I'm saying. Big 5 divided by 5. No? So you had a 5 as the numerator up here. You see it? Right? There's a 5 numerator, 5 denominator, 5 divided by 5. Sure. What's the denominator of this 5? Okay. There you go. Okay. Yeah? Sorry. Still a lot of stuff on my kid. So let me do. Alright. Wow, well, that's 3 for 3. What do you think the last one's going to be? Well, I think it's a no. I think it's a no. F of g of x is equal to, replacing this one. So, 4 parentheses, something squared plus 7. And you're putting in x plus 5 over 2. Yeah. Oh, squared. So 4 times x plus 5 over 4 plus 7. Square everything. Right? Square the root, it's gone. Square the 2, it's 4. Okay? Now what? 4's gone. So x plus 5 plus 7 is x plus 12. It's a no. Or not inverses. Okay, so if it's anything other than x, not inverses. What do you think? I know, it's just good. It's just good. Issues that may come up is PEMDAS and simple math mistakes. So if you're not getting it or you're not sure, that's what your partners are for. So check with each other. Here's the deal. Person sitting in front and behind you is your partner. Dave, Jenny, and Adrian are partners. Decide who's the duck and who's the goose.